Good afternoon and welcome to Lariat TV News Today. I'm Sarah Gill.
And I'm Noah Torr. Thanks for joining us. 2 more alleged rapes, 1 sexual assault, and 1 case of fondling have been reported on the Baylor crime and fire log in the last 10 days. All of these cases are being initially investigated by the Title IX office. These reports come in addition to the 5 rape allegations the Lariat reported in the last 2 weeks. All of these reported incidents occurred near but not on Baylor's campus. One of the reported rapes took place in August 2017 in the 1100 block of Spate Avenue. The other alleged rape occurred last November in the 800 block of James Avenue. They were both added to the crime log on February 6th. A reported sexual assault and fondling incident were entered into the crime log 2 days later on February 8th. The alleged sexual assault occurred in August of 2017 in the 2000 block of South 5th Street. And the fondling incident supposedly happened in October of 2016, more than 2 years ago, according to the report. The Clery Act defines sexual assault as an offense that meets the definition of rape, fondling, incest, or statutory rape. Fondling is the touching of the private body parts of another person for the purpose of sexual gratification without the consent of the victim. Tanya Hudson, a Baylor media spokesperson, told the Lariat, quote, "While the university cannot speculate as to why a complainant decides when to report a Title IX related offense, we urge students to report when they feel comfortable so that we can provide them support and inform them of the numerous resources available, such as the Counseling Center, University Chaplain, Title IX, and the Baylor Police Department." All of these alleged crimes are currently being investigated by the Title IX office, and the details of the cases are confidential. If they're substantiated, they will be forwarded to law enforcement for prosecution.
At least 700 victims have reported being sexually abused by the Southern Baptist Convention church leaders and volunteers in the past 20 years. That's according to a 6-month-long joint investigation by the Houston Chronicle and San Antonio Express News. It found, despite that number, only about 220 convictions or plea deals dealing with those sex crime allegations have been made. In 2008, Southern Baptist Convention leaders dismissed governance amendments that would help prevent sexual abuse. August Boto, the interim president of the Southern Baptist Convention Executive Committee, who helped write the rejection, said the convention can only do so much to stop sexual abuse from happening. The Lariat is looking into this issue, so stay tuned for an in-depth story in the coming weeks.
Did you know that there's a lab school not too far from campus where Baylor students have the chance to teach and observe infants, toddlers, and preschool children? LTVN's Kennedy Dendy found out more about the direct impact these students have on the children at the Piper Center.
A hidden gem that's located right here in downtown Waco is the Piper Center for Family Studies and Child Development. And this center runs largely on the hands-on assistance of Baylor students.
So we have over 300 students a semester that come through different disciplines. So child and family studies students are the most, and those are the ones who interact within the classroom.
Other areas of study for the Baylor students that are involved at Piper include educational psychology, social work, and nutrition.
I just think it's a really good opportunity to be able to work with the children and just like have them get to know you. And then the system at Piper is so great. They have this conscious discipline system that lets the children learn how to problem solve basically on their own. They pull from like what the children are enjoying or what the children's attitudes are at the time.
Ryan Beck was a single father of 2 at the time when he enrolled his son at Piper. As a recent Baylor graduate with a business degree, he said that he was in full support of the Baylor student involvement with the children. Megan Becker's 2 daughters attended Piper, and she said that the Baylor students made for a great additional part of the Piper experience, where both the Baylor students and the children learn from one another.
It's really cool to watch a kid grow from the beginning of the year to now, and the teachers are so appreciative. All the staff members are we would not be running if y'all weren't here.
More information about the center can be found at baylor.edu/Piper. For Lariat TV News, I'm Kennedy Dendy.
City Center Waco is turning to the public for design suggestions on their upcoming Brazos Promenade project near the Riverwalk. They had their first public meeting on Wednesday and were met with positive responses from community members as well as city officials. Suggestions for the design include a kid zone, music venue, pet-friendly areas, and restaurants. These ideas were recorded and will be reviewed at the City Center's next meeting. Final decisions about the project will be made at their next meeting, and construction will begin in September.
A Baylor research study found that 10 to 20% of students on campus don't know where their next meal will come from.
LTVN's Julia Lorenz went to the food pantry on campus to see how it helps alleviate that problem.
Food insecurity is a big problem on college campuses worldwide, and Baylor isn't left out of that statistic. Baylor researchers have found that 10 to 20% of Baylor students are food insecure. And after finding these results, Baylor created a food pantry on campus in Sid Richardson for our students.
So we're in the store, Baylor's new food pantry that opened in December of 2017. And we see normally about 400 students per month that come to the store. We have a card swipe system, so all of our students, undergrads and graduate students, are already loaded in there. So if they swipe their card, they can come on in and get whatever food they need. We try to have a variety of food available for students with shelf-stable items, including toiletries as well.
With such a high demand for the food pantry, food diminishes quite quickly. However, they go shopping every 2 weeks and average $1,000 each shopping trip.
So as you can see, our shelves are relatively bare at this time because we do have about 120 students that are coming each and every week, and we are all donation driven. We worked really hard when we were setting up the food pantry to have a very open process. We want students that are coming to the store to feel comfortable. So all students need to do is to swipe their card, and that will open up the door for them to come on into the store and get whatever food they need.
The store offers other resources such as a program called The Fridge, which has mini fridges all around campus for students to come and grab perishables. They also house a free farmers market every semester. For Lariat TV News, I'm Julia Lorenz.
Grab your used shoes and donate them to make an impact. The Latino Pre-Health Student Association is hosting a shoe fundraiser until March 10th in support of Venezuelans dealing with the consequences of populist policies. You can donate by dropping off your shoes in the blue bins located in the Sub, Moody Library, Teal Residence Hall, and the BSB. A local Baylor professor had her class broadcasted to the nation.
We were there on the scene for this special occasion and have an update on a new Baylor program after the break.
The best and brightest are drawn to Baylor, where those from many backgrounds with many talents shine together before casting their light outward to illuminate the world. Through transformational learning opportunities that are grounded in Christian faith and service, and research that impacts lives and communities. Baylor University, a place where lights shine bright.
With 1 in 4 students having a diagnosable mental illness, Baylor student government and other organizations educated students about mental illness this week. I found out just how important this initiative is to students. This week, student government hosted Mental Health Awareness Week, partnering with various organizations on campus to give every day a specific theme. One of those was Alpha Chi Omega.
So we educated about domestic violence awareness and also indicators of healthy and unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy relationships will affect one's mental health and well-being and cause them to suffer in their academics and in their social life. So we really want to stress how we can teach people to recognize friends or even themselves if they are in an unhealthy relationship so that they can improve their mental well-being.
Baylor University has recognized the need for mental health awareness. Student Body President Hannah Causey has led the charge in joining colleges around the nation with a whole week dedicated to mental health.
Truly the biggest reason why I ran for this position as Student Body President, because after being external vice president last year and working with other universities, mental health kept coming up. I wanted to do something with mental health and serve the student body in that way and making sure like we create that caring community that Baylor is so big on. And even if we affect one person this entire week, like it's beyond worth it.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Sarah Gill.
The Baylor Arts Film Festival Abroad is a new summer study program just for student artists. There are more than 100 study abroad programs, but the Theater Arts Department and the Film and Digital Media Department noticed the need for just one more. This 5-week-long trip is focused on film festivals, offers 6 hours of course credit, and will take students to London, Prague, and Edinburgh while living in city center apartments. There are only 3 spots left on this trip, so if you're interested in attending, visit bearsabroad.baylor.edu and select the Baylor Arts Film Festival. This program won't come around again until 2023.
CSpan visits Baylor's campus about once a year to film various teachers. This year, the CSpan crew piled into history professor Dr. Julie Ann Sweet's classroom to capture her lecture.
LTVN's Mackenzie Oviatt was on scene and witnessed Dr. Sweet's colonial outfit in person.
On Tuesday, CSpan came to film Dr. Sweet bring history to life as she dressed as a colonial militiaman in the Revolutionary War.
One of the things that I really like about Baylor is the Christian tradition, common Christian tradition that I can then draw on and use here in the classroom. And that's such a wonderful opportunity that I only have here at Baylor. If anything, I feel liberated because I can talk about that subject and not worry about offending.
Dr. Sweet explained the reactions some of her students have after taking this course.
We'll take the survey class and realize, like, history's not that bad. It's not all standardized tests and names and dates, that there's a lot of stories, a lot of people. And you make that connection, something resonates and makes it realize that, yeah, this makes sense. This is really super interesting. So sure, why not get a minor or major in it? And so I was actually literally a member of the militia. And what it taught me is how engaged audiences can be when they see the real thing. And that really helps everybody connect, students, visitors, you name it. So it really brings it home. That's the important thing. People remember it that way.
Many students on campus use poetry to heal, overcome anxieties, and to share their voice. Poetry is a prominent element of the underground artist community on campus, and many write for their own mental health. Austin senior Jade Moffitt said she believes poetry initiates personal discovery. During her freshman year, she recalls having trouble handling her emotions in a healthy way, so she turned to poetry. There are plenty of opportunities for poets to share their work. If you're interested, check out the story on BaylorLariat.com for more information on where to share your art.
Students had the chance to learn more about the commercial sex industry at the Jesus Said Love event on Tuesday evening. Baylor Missions partnered with the local nonprofit, and attendees were invited into the Jesus Said Love headquarters, which has an adjoining storefront at the Jesus Said Love social enterprise, Lovely. Students and Baylor Missions faculty met and talked with team members and wrote encouragement notes for women in their new round of access classes. They also made Valentine's Day themed goodie bags with cards for outreach missions and attempted making salt scrubs, one of the products that women in training create to help them gain business experience.
The Lady Bears continue to roll over their opponents.
We've got an update on this #1 team in the nation and also previews for their opening weekend on the Diamond after our quick break.
The Baylor men's basketball team bounced back Monday night, earning their third consecutive win over Oklahoma, 59-53 in a back-and-forth game inside the Farrell Center. Even though senior guard Makai Mason missed 12 of his 14 shots, other Baylor players stepped up in the high-energy game. Junior guard Devontae Bandu was named Player of the Game for scoring 19 points and hitting 5 of his 7 three-pointers. After that entertaining home win, the Bears are back on the road and will face Texas Tech Saturday in Lubbock. 35 straight conference wins. The Baylor Lady Bears were dominating as they beat the Kansas State Wildcats 71-48 Wednesday. Senior guard Chloe Jackson and junior Juicy Landrum led the way, scoring 16 and 15 points respectively. The Lady Bears shot nearly 60% from the field and held K-State to a measly 17% from three-point distance and only 27% from the field. After the game, Coach Kim Mulkey said she was baffled by K-State's game plan and was proud of her players for continuing to share the ball on offense. Baylor takes on Oklahoma Saturday at 7 inside the Farrell Center. And that's Breast Cancer Awareness Night, so you're encouraged to wear pink. After claiming their first Big 12 championship title last season, Baylor's 12th-ranked baseball team is back, opening their 2019 season this weekend with a 4-game series against Holy Cross at the Baylor ballpark. Earlier this week, head coach Steve Rodriguez said it doesn't matter who his team is playing, they just need to play well. The Bears will go head-to-head with the Crusaders Friday at 6:35, then continue with a doubleheader Saturday afternoon and end with a single game on Sunday at noon. The 16th-ranked Baylor softball team defeated the Roadrunners in San Antonio 4-1 Wednesday night. Freshman third baseman Cassidy Cruppett was a key player for the Bears with 2 hits and one of the team's 4 runs. Head coach Glenn Moore tested out the pitchers and adjusted the lineup to see what rhythm works best for the team. The Lady Bears will face their next 2 opponents, Sam Houston State and Southern Mississippi, on Friday at Getterman Stadium. The annual Classic Getterman continues through Sunday. The number 5 ranked Baylor equestrian team defeated 7th ranked Oklahoma State last weekend at home in its first conference meet of the season. The team claimed a victory in 3 of 4 events, including fences, reining, and flat. Baylor lost only in the horsemanship event, but still managed to secure the 11-8 win. 4 riders received Most Outstanding Player awards, and head coach Casey Maxwell said her team started well and rode strong until the last ride. The Bears will take this weekend off before taking on number 8 Georgia at home on February 23rd. And that's your sports update for this Friday.
Thanks for watching Lariat TV News Today.
We'll see you next week. Have a great day, Baylor.